Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Rahmi Nuraeni Hasani. My student ID numbers is 2222-0115. Here, I would like to explain one of the topics from the book English for Everyone, English Grammar Guide, namely, defining relative clauses. Page 226. First of all, what is clause? A clause is any group of words that contains a subject and a verb. A clause can be a sentence or can be part of a sentence. And the next is, what is relative clause? A relative clause is a clause that starts with a relative pronoun, also used to describe exactly which person or thing the speaker is referring to. Without this information, the meaning of the sentence can be changed. English uses different pronouns to talk about people and things. The relative pronoun that we need to know is first, when for time, who and whom for people, where in which for places, whose for possessions, which for things, why for reasons, and that for things and people. Defining clause has no comma. The information contained in the relative clause is essential to understand the sentence. Okay, let me give you an example. Here I will use a different example from the book. This is the girl who he met at the school. If I remove who he met at the school and I'm left with this girl who? There are many girls everywhere. Who he met at the school is absolutely necessary and is defining a relative clause. And this girl is the main clause. And here the relative pronouns is who. Another example. I have read the book which you had recommended. Here the main clause is I have read the book, right? And the relative clause is which you had recommended. This relative clause is providing information about the book which is mentioned in the main clause. And here the relative pronoun is which. Why which? Which is used for things, and the things here is the book. The defining clause can also go in the middle of the main clause. For example, the job that I heard about is interesting. Here, the main clause is the job. The defining relative clause is that I heard about. And is interesting is the main clause continued. And also, the relative pronoun here is that. As already mentioned, relative clauses are made up of a subject and a verb, and usually an object. They usually start with relative pronoun, which can be used as subject or the object of the relative clause. Okay, let's take a look at the example. I saw a car which the criminal stole. Here, which is the object of the stole, and the criminal is the subject of the stole. If the relative pronoun is the subject of the relative clause, it must appear in the sentence. If the relative pronoun is the object of the relative clause, it can be left out. That's enough of my explanation regarding defining relative clauses. I hope my explanation can be understood and useful. And I apologize if there are any mistakes I made. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.